And we are live. Guys, welcome to the Fast Start training, or what I call, you just got started with I Am Mastery Academy, what next, right? And this call, this webinar, this training is really designed for you to be positioned for success with our platform. So for those of you guys who don't know me, my name is Jason Brown. I've been a part of this incredible company, I Am Mastery Academy, since November of 2015. And I actually got started at a really adverse time in my life. I was $70,000 in credit card debt, 25 years old, living at home with my parents. We won't really get too far into that, but I can tell you that, I was one time sitting in that same seat that you're sitting in now, just getting started, signed up and really wanted to be position for success. And so I understand now, being almost 5 years in, how important it is to be, trained, positioned, launched the right way. Because listen, your perception is going to help you create success with our platform. And so I'm super excited to be here. For me, I want to respect your time as one of the highest priorities. And with that being said, my goal is to give you everything you need to know about getting started on the right path in 25 to 30 minutes. And I don't think it'll be that difficult to do. So welcome to the Academy. We're super excited to have you here. And with that being said, I'm going to actually share my screen and pull up the whiteboard feature here on Zoom, which I love. So let's first talk about, the basics, right? So we're going to cover a couple things here. Number one, we're just going to cover the actual basics of Forex, right? So we're going to cover the basics and it'll be a little bit of a class. Then we're going to talk about risk management because, guys, risk management is probably the thing that people struggle with the most. Then we're going to talk about the platform itself, and I'm actually going to share my screen and walk you through a couple essential parts to the platform. And then what we're just going to talk about at the end is establishing a why, establishing a goal or many goals, which I'll go through a little bit of that with you. And then we're just going to talk about the blueprint. Okay. So that's what we're going to cover. And let's have some fun. So the first thing that I really want to talk about is, Forex, right? And, we hear probably at this point, you've heard $6 trillion a day industry, largest financial market in the world. But what's beyond that? Right. And what's beyond that is the fact that we are trading the major currencies, one currency being traded for the other. And with that being said, the major currencies, okay, are, and you guys are probably familiar with some of these, but the euro, right, the US dollar, the Canadian dollar, the Japanese yen, the Australian dollar, New Zealand dollar, CHF is actually not Chinese food. Some people think it is, but hey, Chinese food is one of my favorite things in the world. So you know where my head's at, but it's actually the Swiss franc. And those are, typically what we would consider, and the Great British Pound, sorry, almost forgot, good old GBP. But that is what we would consider the 8 major currencies, okay? And so think about it this way. Now, there's tons of other currencies. For example, I've been to Trinidad and I needed the TT, right? But that's more of what they would consider an exotic currency. Not that you can't trade them, but we typically stick to the majors and then some of the wild cards, right? What I would call gold, right? So XAU, it's Z, but it's XAU. A lot of people trade gold. Gold is a little riskier, but it's a lot of fun and people really like it. And, gold is such an interesting part of our economy that I think it's good to get educated about gold, why it moves, and gold is something that'll be here forever. So why would you not want to learn about it, right? Also, people trade, things like US 30 and, oil. So these are some other things that we trade, but for the most part, we stick here. Now, understand that when one currency gets traded for the other, right, that it's kind of like a seesaw, right? As one currency moves in one direction, simultaneously, the other currency is moving in the other direction. So, for example, you might have seen a chart, right? And you see, a bunch of this, and it looks like a heartbeat monitor, right? It looks like, or some mountains, right? If I was 5 years old and I drew this, you'd probably think it was some mountains. Well, that's kind of like what a chart looks like in trading. And so if this was the chart for Euro USD, what makes up these movements, now there's a couple different ways you could look at a chart, but where everybody starts and the most popular are what we call candles, right? And now, you know, an assortment of candles makes up this chart, but really all this is a candle saying, hey, this is the open price. Sorry, that was supposed to point towards the top of the candle, right? So this is the open price. This is supposed to point here is the close price. And then you'll see wicks, right? So let me erase my terrible arrows. Apologize, guys. On here, I do know a lot about the platform, but art is not my specialty. Hopefully you guys can forgive me. But these are what we call candlesticks. So those skinnier lines, or what they call wicks, are the range, right? It shows the range. And then it's always a time frame attached to the candle. Now remember, I'm going fast with this stuff because there's a bigger reason why I'm going through this. But guys, you have the academy. So once you get through the 100 series, which I'm going to walk you through in a little bit, this will make a lot of sense. So don't worry if I'm going too fast. You're going to go through this again. Okay, so with the candlesticks, you'll always get a time frame attached to it. So maybe it could be a 5-minute candle, which means that in the last 5 minutes, this has been the range of the price, and this is where it opened, this is where it closed. Or maybe it's a 1 day, or maybe it's a 1 hour. And this will help us develop our trading strategy because we're looking at data, and we're looking for patterns with that data. So very simple. If we were to buy Euro USD, let's say at this price, okay, let's say this price is 1.10, which is around where the euro was yesterday. I haven't looked at it today, but I'm going to look at it here in a second. But let's say, you know, the euro's at 1.10, okay, and it goes to up here 1.11. Well, if we bought it at 1.10 and the price went up, well then guess what? We are now in a profitable trade. If we sell it, okay, and it goes up, we're losing. And if we, you know, sell the trade and it goes down, we're winning. So basically in trading, you can make a decision to buy, which means price goes up, right? Sell, price goes down, or what we call consolidation, which means that the market is moving side to side. But the market can only go in 3 directions. Very, very simple. Now, what I really wanted to show you, so I have to give you this little education, what I really wanted to show you is how the money is made in trading, okay? And let me clear this board so we can get to it. So this is how it's made, okay? 2 things, pips, you guys are gonna hear this word a lot, pips and lot sizes, okay? So that pips plus lot sizes equals profit loss in trading. Now, here's what a pip is, okay? So like I said, Euro USD, we're gonna use as our example. Very popular trading pair. If you're from, you know, Europe or you're from America, which most people on this webinar probably are, then this is the most frequently talked about thing, is trading your US dollars for euros or your euros for US dollars. So I like to use it as an example. Now, right now, the Euro US dollar exchange rate is 1.10264. Now, this is where Forex trading really becomes special, okay? Because what we're used to seeing in our, you know, retail transactions or our transactions at, you know, a store is this, right? 110. But what we see in trading, the way that we do it, and the way that it's done in foreign exchange trading is with this, right? So we actually go past the penny, right? Beyond the penny. And the definition of a pip is this. So, excuse me. So this digit here is the micro pip, and this digit here is the pip. And essentially, let me just get rid of this so you're not even confused. But essentially, 10 micro pips, okay, so this here is the micro pip, right? So 10 micro pips equals 1 pip. Very, very self-explanatory. So now let's talk about lot sizes. So with lot sizes, right, we have a micro, we have a mini, and we have standard. So micro lot, mini lot, standard lot. Now, again, all this stuff is in the academy, but there's a reason why I'm going through it. So a micro lot, which you will see as a 0.01, a mini lot, which you will see range from 0.10 to 0.99. This one ranges from 0.01 to 0.09. Okay, I'm trying to keep this as organized as I can so you guys can understand. And this one goes from 1.00 to beyond, okay? So what does this mean? Well, a mini lot is essentially 0.01 per 10 cents, or 10 cents per, sorry, did that backwards, 10 cents per 0.01. This one is the same thing, but essentially $1 per pip. Okay, and this one is $10 per pip. So I'll just keep it like this. So now you understand, okay, here's what a pip is, here's our lot size. So let's actually go to a real example, which will make this much easier for you to understand. So let's say you have Ben, you have Mary, I'm picking some random names, and you have John. Okay, so Ben, Mary, and John. And let's say John has a 0.01, Mary puts a 0.10 or a mini lot, and John puts a 1.00 or a standard lot. Well, if we go and take a trade, okay, let's say this is Euro USD, and I say, okay, guys, we're gonna all buy Euro USD right here, okay? So we all buy at the same time, okay? And the price goes up. And let's say we catch this move, 1.10000, and we close the trade, okay? So we buy at 1.10000, and we close at 1.10500. We just had an increase of 50 pips, right? So 1.1, then you've got 5 here, so you've increased 50 pips. 50 pips, got it? Guess what? I say, all right, Ben, Mary, John, you're all 50 pips in profit, close the trade, okay? Now, again, we don't give trading advice, but this is the easiest way for me to explain. Here's the profit. Approximately, Ben is earning 10 cents per pip, right? So 50 pips times 10 cents is $5. Mary earns 50 pips times $1, which is $50. And John earns 50 pips times $10, which is $500. So everybody took the same trade. Everybody got out at the same time. Now your broker may assess some fees, so it might be, $450 or $45 or $450. I don't really know. It depends on what broker you use. We don't partner with a broker. We're not a broker, so that's up to you. But that you can get through the academy. You talk to the person who brought you in, and they'll give you some direction on that. But I want you guys to see the potential. That's the reason why I opened this Fast Start training with this specifically, because I want you to see the potential of learning this skill set. Now, remember, when you start on a demo account. So you don't even have to get into the market and risk money until you feel comfortable with your strategy, until you feel comfortable with your journey, until you feel comfortable with the education. But you can start to take trades on a practice account using good risk management, which I'm going to cover next, and you can get a feel for your strategy. Once you feel confident, guys, if you started, let's say Ben, okay, started with a $100 account. This is what I need people to realize. $5 doesn't seem like a lot. But guess what? $5 into 100 is 5%. $50 into 1,000 is 5%. $500 into 10,000 is 5%. So if you can learn this skill and develop, a 1% per day, 2% per day strategy. You guys can grow your account and compound your account and create wealth, because that's what the banks do. That's what the insurance companies do. They take a bunch of money and they compound it. So if they make 1% a day, well, guess what? Yesterday you had $100. Today you have 101. So now you're making 1% on 101. The next day you're making, 1% on 102 point whatever. So every day it starts compounding. And guess what? That $5 compounding over the course of time can turn into something great. And so I always tell people to have vision with this. Don't get discouraged if in the beginning you have a small account or you have a demo account and you're only making a few dollars on a trade. You should be excited that you're seeing progress, and you need to have vision, right? Because I have people that I've seen, friends of mine, that have started small and ended big because they understand the art of learning this skill. So let's talk about risk management. And remember, guys, very important, I have to say this, okay? Results are not guaranteed in trading. We are an educational platform. I am not a professional trader. I'm not, licensed. I don't give advice. I'm here to make sure that you guys are protected, that you use proper risk management, that you have the right expectation, and that you understand, hey, if you utilize this platform to learn, you can project yourself in the correct direction when it comes to trading. But I really like to set the tone professionally. I don't like to hype things up, and I hope you guys can appreciate that, because I think realistic marketing and realistic leadership is very important. So let's talk, because this is my favorite thing. Let's talk about risk management. Now, for me, again, all I'm doing here is some math. You guys can make a decision on where you want to be, okay? But what I recommend is, in the beginning, start at a 0.01 per 200. Now, this is very conservative, right? This is good conservation, right? This, is strong. Then move up to a 0.01 per 100. This is pretty conservative. Now, if you guys want to get more aggressive after this, that's on you, but you'll know when you're ready. It's just like when you go into the jacuzzi, you know what temperature, or when you go in the shower, you know what temperature. When you go in the sauna, you know what temperature you can handle. Some people can handle this, some people can handle that. So, we say, hey, look, recommended is here, but again, you're going to do what you feel comfortable with. Now, what do I mean by this? Okay, so when you get into a trade, okay, when you take a trade, let's go back to my beautiful mountain drawing here, and you pick a point to buy or to sell. Remember, because we can buy the market and let it go up, or we could sell the market and catch the ride down. That's what people ask, like, hey, what's the difference between, Forex and stocks? What's the difference between, Forex and, options? Look, the major difference is that we don't hold the asset. So I have cryptocurrency assets that I hold, right? If I need to find a buyer to get rid of that. In the digital trading space, we deal with the liquidity market, okay? And so you're not actually physically holding the asset, but you're using leverage to allow you to entertain that trade in the correct direction, which basically means you can buy and catch the move up, close out the trade, and immediately 2 seconds later sell and catch the move back down. So you really have to learn how to surf and find the timing in the market. But I want you to understand that trading is very much like surfing, right? Right now, if I go outside and I look at the ocean, those waves are crashing. Some of them are crashing higher than others, right? Sometimes the waves don't crash at all. And that's kind of like the market. You just need to learn how to be a good surfer, because surfers utilize timing and the strength of the wave to their advantage. And it's a skill. And so what we teach is that if you, let's say, buy the market, okay, you're going to use, you got to use some type of risk to reward expectation, right? Some people like a 1-to-1. Some people like a 2-to-1. Some people like a 3-to-1. And what I'm going to show you what I mean by this. But understand, as you go through the academy, I'm going to jump into that next, okay? I'm going to jump into the education and all that stuff before we're done here. This will be a very good training to set you guys up for the first 90 to 180 days to have mega success. okay? But you got to stick with me, all right? So you're going to develop a risk to reward strategy based upon how you trade. You know, swing traders are different than intraday. Intraday is different than scalp. Now, again, that's all stuff that you'll discover along your journey. But let's say, for the sake of example, we're going to go with a 2-to-1 risk, 2-to-1 risk to reward, okay? So 2-to-1 risk to reward would say, if I was in a trade with Greg, okay, and, you know, Greg and I are discussing our target, right? So you call it a target, but it's really maybe what we call a TP. You'll hear TP, TP1, TP2. It's take profit, target profit, okay? Take profit, target profit, tomato, tomato. All right, but essentially you're saying that's my goal for this trade. All right, now you look at your take profit, and what you do is you look to make the stop loss half the distance of the take profit. Now, some people say, look, I'm going for 50 pips every time. Some people measure, right? Chris Terry, one of my mentors, as you get further in the academy and you get to the advanced, he teaches you about measuring the moves in the market. So to have just one simple take profit for all your trades might not, you know, it's something good to start with, but it might not be something that you do forever. So for this example, I'm going to say we have a 50 pip take profit. Okay, so you can actually preset this as you enter a trade. I'm going to go through that. And that's where this really gets exciting, because you can analyze a trade in the morning, set it in your phone, and go do your day. And let the computer put you in the trade, take you out of the trade when you're winning, and also take you out of the trade when you're losing. So let's just say we have a 50 pip take profit and a stop loss of 25 pips, okay? Take profit 50, stop loss 25. Guys, that is a 2-to-1 risk to reward. Now, you enter very conservative, okay? You've got $400 in your account. Mary's got $400 in her broker account, $400 Mary, okay? She's gonna use a 0.02 because she is a 0.01 per 200. So she's gonna go in with 2 micro lots, which we know now is 20 cents per pip. And let's say Mary hits her take profit. So Mary just did what? A $10 profit, okay? Because she's at 20 cents per pip. Let me make sure we did this right. I got to tell you guys, I'd rather, yep, $10 profit, okay? So 20 cents per pip, $10 profit. Now, that's if she won the trade. Let's say she clicks buy and the trade goes backwards. Okay, so she risked $5 with the chance to make 10, 2-to-1. So if she hits take profit, she's got a $10 profit. If she hits stop loss, she's got a $5 loss. Now remember, 5 divided by 400 is 0.0, watch this, 0.0125. So she risked less than 2%. So basically 1.25% to gain 2.5%. Okay, so look, $10 divided by 400 is 2.5%. I want to keep this simple so we don't get confused. So this is 1.25%, and this one is 2.5% potential gain. Guys, if you think about it, okay, you know, I don't know how much money flows through your bank account every year, but for me, you know, getting into some traditional investments, you know, buying some government bonds, I mean, they say, hey, look, 3 to 4% a year, you know, 3 to 5% a year. And in some cases, people are jacked out of their mind, excited about 3.3 to 5% per year. Now, yes, that's stable. A lot of the bonds that I have are guaranteed, right? So it's a little bit different. But just to teach you that if you learn this skill set, you can get out of the passenger seat of your financial life and get in the driver's seat of your financial life. You can control your risk before you enter a trade, and you can control your potential gains. That way you can make a real game plan. Now, this is where the I Am Mastery Academy really comes into play. See, once you understand all of this, you're like, awesome. Okay, you know what? This makes a lot of sense. But let me show you guys now why this makes so much sense to partner with an academy like I Am. Now, some people would say, well, you're biased. Well, guess what? I am. I didn't know anything about trading 4.5 years ago. And this academy gave me everything that I needed and more. So I am biased because I also saw courses for 10, 20, 30 grand, and I pay a couple $100 a month, less than a couple $100 a month to be a part of this thing. So when you come in now, guys, this is your customer portal. This is your, go-to spot. And over here on the left side, you guys are going to see 4 major things. Now, I always tell people to get through here, explore, click around and give yourself a tutorial, okay? But over here on the main page, when you log in, you guys are going to see the wall, right? So the what's happening wall are all of our updates, okay? So all the company updates are on this what's happening wall. Then when you click on Academy, so we're going to cover 4 things: Academies, Pip Talk, Strategies, and Go Live. Under Academies, the first thing you guys see are the Academy resources. The Academy resources have 3 parts: Getting Started, okay, which has your customer roadmap, very, very, very incredible, okay? It has I Am Center feedback, tutorials, a welcome to Go Live, and the welcome to Strategies, okay? So that's Getting Started. Get through all of that. Won't take you very long. Then you have handbooks. So you have an IBO handbook, which is our business builder handbook. If you're not partnered with us on the marketing side, ignore that. You've got the I Am member handbook. Okay, you've got the I Am Center handbook, and then you've got a strategies handbook that goes through all the different strategies. And the last part is presentations. Again, if you're not doing the marketing, you won't even need that. But here's the academies. Okay, so when you say, okay, I want to learn FRX, or maybe you joined HFX, maybe you joined DCX, or maybe you bought the Elite and you have access to everything. Well, you're going to go, just click the enroll button, and that's going to give you access to the series. So just make sure that you paid your subscription, okay? Now, everybody should start in their first 7 days getting through the Forex 100 series. I tell people, get through the 100 series, and then move to Go Live Forex Basics. So remember, I told you that because I'm going to show you in a second. But get through the 100 series. Some people do it in 2 days. Some people do it in 7 days. If you do it fast, it doesn't make you special. If you do it slow, it doesn't make you less special. There is no expectation for how long this will take because everybody has a different level of the way that they learn, right? Everybody learns at different speeds. So don't feel discouraged if it's taking you a while. I got to be honest. I watched every video twice to make sure that I had it. So, some people watch it once and they move forward. It didn't make me less of a trader or less smart. It's just some people learn differently than others. So don't compare your journey to somebody else's. In trading, that's probably the worst possible thing you can do, is compare your journey to somebody else. Compare your journey to an educator. You can't even compare your journey to your friend who signed you up or a friend that you sign up into the business. Your journey is your journey. Stick to that mindset, okay? Here's the academies. So you go through the 100 series, then you move to 200. And I really tell people, once you get through the 100 and 200 series, you need to go live. So Go Live is now the next thing that I'm going to show you guys. Actually, I didn't want to do that. I wanted to open Go Live in a new tab. Okay, there we go. So this to me is my favorite part. And it's probably the reason why you got started, right? Remember, this training is for people who are already in the business. And for me, Go Live is the holy grail. And so you choose your language, right? Little drop-down menu here. We educate in 14 languages, which I think is amazing. You've got our top 5 featured educators, right? So this is active. It's up to date. It's based on weekly views. So it'll show you, the top 5, but we've got 140 something educators at this point. So we've got all of them are at the top in my book, but those are the ones getting the most views. Then you can either pick one of the academies, so the FRX Academy, and it'll take you to all the FRX education. The HFX Academy will take you to all the HFX education. The DCX Academy, which will take you to all the DCX education. Now, you guys see ECX, that's for chairman only, but we are coming out with the ECX Academy late in 2020, so stay tuned. That thing's going to be amazing. It's our e-commerce exchange, and they're teaching us how to open a store from home, but a store that's based online, so that's really cool, and I'm excited. All right, so here's the thing. I would say if you're brand new, cut straight to the chase. All this other stuff is noise that will make more sense to you as you get deeper into the journey. Forget the noise. FRX Basics. Click that button. What it's going to do is pull you up to our TV guide, okay? And this is literally the schedule for the basics trading education. Now, we have 7 educators that teach 7 days a week. So if you look at it, we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16 basics education classes, roughly 30 to 45 minutes, or even most of them are probably an hour a piece, right? So you're talking about really 12 to 16 hours a week of just basics education. So you can stay in the Academy 100 and Forex Basics for your first week or two. And if you still are learning, stay there. Some people stay in the basics for the first 30 days. That's great. I think the longer you stay on the basics, the better your journey. All right. But if you feel like you're learning fast, or you feel like you want to get out and explore, I really think that the first 2 weeks should be spent minimum in the basics, just to get a chance to learn from all the educators, to learn everything you need to know, because you don't want to fail your way to success if people have already failed and are willing to teach you what they did. Okay, so these are amazing. Let's say you have, well, we just had Chance and Sam live a few hours ago. My roommate, one of my good friends, just got started. He's not actually, I call him my roommate, but he's really one of my best friends. He's staying here because we're all locked down. And he's starting to trade now. And he was on Chance and Sam's session that was right here, okay, 3:31. They just recorded it. And if I miss that session, I could actually, here's where it plays live, but actually I could actually just come here and watch the full recording. And then you guys see the live chat box and all the people that are asking questions, interacting. So the educators are really active, guys. They're really involved, and they're here to help you. So not only did you subscribe to get education, but you actually are getting mentorship in a live environment from 140 educators. So that's, to me, what makes this so special. And as you go on in your journey, guys, you will learn more about what strategies you want to subscribe to, right? There's a bunch of different strategies, and you can come here, you can go to the strategies handbook and learn about Gold Cup or Vibrata or Steady or DeLorean. But I think to focus on the basics for the first 2 to 4 weeks is the best advice that I can give you. It's the most responsible advice that I can give you to set you up for success. But remember, success on this platform is 3, 6, 12 months. I'm not saying it's going to take you that long to make money, but I'm talking about building a consistent result, okay? Because we don't sit here and say, copy your way to freedom. I think that's slightly irresponsible. I think it's smart to teach you the skills. And then, look, the world is yours. This is the best platform, in my opinion, in the world. And I don't want to cut you short with false expectations. But these strategies are amazing. And we have our top educators on Go Live teaching. So let's say you want to test out Steady or Gold Cup, right? So what you do is just come back to this page that I showed you before, click Gold Cup, and now you're going to see all the Gold Cup educators and when they teach. So you can come on here. This stuff's a little more advanced, but these guys are actually doing live market analysis. And that's what's cool, because once you understand the basics, now you can get in the ring and start to take some swings, right? Start to get some action under your belt. And that's the reason why I want you to be prepared and build that foundation in the beginning. All right. So this is the platform. The last thing that I promised I would show you guys on this platform is Pip Talk. What I would recommend is, if you start off with the basics and you find a certain educator that you like, subscribe to their Pip Talk, right? So these are virtual chats, kind of like WhatsApp groups. If you're familiar with WhatsApp, most people are, or Telegram. This is our version of that. So you can actually get in a live environment, a chat environment with your favorite educators, and they send, alerts when they're going to stream. They send, reminders about certain trade ideas. So it's very involved and it's really cool. As you guys can see, I'm subscribed on this account to Steady. All right. And so every time the Steady team sets an alert, right, I get a little ping on my phone, and I could be out, out shopping. I was at the grocery store this morning, and I was getting notifications about certain trade ideas that were sent out, and the sessions that they were about to run. So guys, this is the platform, the IM Center. Let me jump to the last piece of this training and show you two quick things, okay? Number one, I want to talk about why, right? Because look, you get excited, and a lot of people come wanting money, right? They come to anything wanting money. But in my experience, if money is the motivation, if money is what you chase, then any opportunity that involves money will distract you. And, so many people, they plant a tree, right? And they want that tree to grow and become this beautiful final product. But, they change their mind, like, you know what? I think I want the tree here. No, you know what? I think I want the tree here. You know what? This one doesn't have enough shade. We need more sunlight. Let me rip the tree up again. Let me plant it. Guys, consistency breeds success. And I believe if you're chasing money, or if money is your main desire, then you will get distracted. You will get what we call shiny object syndrome. And shiny object syndrome, or SOS, is a call for help. So the why will help you, right? That's what it stands for. Why will help you. It will help you stay focused. It will help you stay consistent. And it will help you find a deeper passion for why you want to make this work. My why was to retire my parents. My why was to make my family financially stable. That was the reason why I got up early to get on these sessions. That's the reason why, even when I didn't want to get on the sessions, why I got on. That's the reason why I fought when I was tired. I fought when I was broke, because I knew that I could quit on myself, but I couldn't quit on my why. So I always tell people with trading, establish a why, because this journey in the beginning, it's like watching the beginning of Game of Thrones, right? It's a little bit slow in the beginning, but the fun part happens in season 2, right? And the fun part here is going to happen really in like month 2 or 3. You're going to experience the reason why you feel how excited I am. We've been on this call for 35 minutes and I'm still fired up, and I've been in the company for 5 years. Because once you understand the power of learning this skill set, you're like a train, and you gotta have the time to get on the tracks and get some momentum. So the why will help you do that. The second thing I want to talk about is your emotions, okay? Because we will deal with emotions about what's happening in our world, emotions about relationships, emotions about our family, emotions about finances. So I always recommend, now look, there's a lot of books, but I recommend this book, Emotional Intelligence 2.0. It will help you deal with self-awareness, self-management, social awareness, and relationship management. And all of the things you will learn in this book, so Emotional Intelligence 2.0 by Travis Bradberry and Gene Graves, will help you become an amazing trader and honestly just a better person. I believe if everybody read that book, the world would be a better place. Another great book for traders is The Compound Effect by Darren Hardy. Okay, this book is really, not the fluff, foo-foo, magic way to become successful, but it really teaches you how to create daily rituals, right? And a mindset of consistency, and that will help you become successful in anything in life, not just trading. Now, the last thing that we're going to talk about is goals, okay? And I believe you should always set 2 types of goals, okay? You should set target goals and reach goals. And so up here is the reach goal, right? Goal you have to reach for, and down here is your target goal. Now, the reason why I say this is because from coaching and mentoring, literally over probably 300,000 people in 5 years, traveling the world. I've been to 45 countries teaching and mentoring. I've realized that a lot of people do not set goals that challenge them. And so they set a goal for, something they know they can achieve, something fairly simple. And, if they fail, they're destroyed. And if they achieve, they're not really looking for anything beyond that, just the gratification of saying, I set a goal and I did it. That's like going to the gym, doing 2 push-ups, and you're like fired up about your workout, posting on Instagram. doesn't really work that way, right? We got to push ourselves. We got to break a sweat. And so I like to teach people to set goals that will make them sweat, okay? Make you work. And we got to have fun, but without big goals, you can't get big results, right? So the reach goal usually is 2 to 4 times what your target goal would be. So let your target goal give you a challenge, but you got to know that your target goal is attainable. So for example, if you know you can do 2 pull-ups, your target goal would be 4, right? So it's attainable. You're just going to have to work for it, but it's attainable and it's better than where you started. And your reach goal would be maybe 10, right? Your reach goal would be maybe 8. So that way, the 8 makes 4 seem simple, but remember, 4 is your record. So if you want to make, let's say, $1,000 a month trading, let's make your target goal 1,000, but your reach goal 3,000, 4,000. That way, the 1,000 doesn't seem like the biggest mountain you're looking at, but the 1,000 looks like, the very beginning of a hike instead of the end of a hike, if that makes sense. And I feel like I explained that really well. I always do my best to explain it, but I feel like this time it actually came out perfectly. Now check it out. If you fall somewhere in between your target and reach goals, you guys are going to be super excited about your progress. And remember, progress is the key to happiness. So 30-day goals, 30-day goals, 90-day goals, and 2 to 3 year goals at all times. Okay, so you're always setting 6 goals: a 30-day reach and a 30-day target, a 90-day reach and a 90-day target, and a 2 to 3 year reach, 2 to 3 year target. So 6 goals at a time. One is very short term, one is midterm, one is long term. One, 3 push you super hard, 1 will push you, but is realistic. And that is it, guys. Welcome to I Am Mastery Academy. So grateful. My name is Jason Brown. This video is on my YouTube. There is so much value on this platform. There's so much leadership in this company. There's so much time and effort put in to do what we do and really help people. Guys, we got your back. We have your back. And, if you want these services for free, there's a way to do it. If you want to partner with us and help expand this vision around the world, there's a way to do it. You just got to ask questions. Don't feel like you're alone, because there's always someone here to help you. And watch this video if you need to again. But most importantly, guys, get in the center. Go have fun. Get on the sessions. My YouTube page, if you want to